All right, welcome back to PNC's News Now, and welcome PNC weather reporter and amateur dolphin whisperer, Joanna O.
Ready for it?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Let's see.
That's dolphin whisper.
Dolphin whisper.
Where did you learn that?
Self-taught.
Self.
I heard there is a, dog whisperer,
Yes,
cat
he's a
whisperer
one.
here.
I actually need a dog whisperer. My dog went missing today.
Aw.
I know.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
We'll find him.
Yeah, we'll be back. Anyways, first of all, high surf advisory was canceled today noon. Surfs are now below hazardous level, so you can go surf now, although it's kind of dark right now, right? If you remember, this high surf advisory was issued because of a shear line that was passing through the Marianas. As the shear line was passing Saipan a few days ago, it brought so much rain and wind, and as it was passing near Guam last night, it started diffusing, and that's why we didn't have that much of a wind. And now it is located near south of Guam. So now that the shear line passed us, will it be dry tomorrow? Answer is, we're not too sure. And that is why we gotta keep watching PNC's News Now as well as tomorrow, right? As of now, National Weather Service says weather will remain unsettled as shear line remains quiet nearby. Also, we got another dual shear line further north of Marianas that is expected to be around northwest of Guam around Saturday. Take a look at weather. Tonight, we're expecting mostly cloudy with isolated showers and slight chance of thunderstorms starting tomorrow. And on Saturday, we're seeing partly cloudy with isolated showers. Partly cloudy means partly sunny during the daytime, so you can expect pretty good weather onto the weekends, and winds will blow towards so many different directions as you can see on the slide. Southeast tonight, east tomorrow, and northeast on Saturday, but thankfully, the wind speed will not exceed hazardous level. Expect speed of 10 to 20 miles per hour tonight, 10 to 15 tomorrow, and back to 10 to 20 on Saturday. Temperatures for the past few weeks have been jumping all over the places, but expect lows around 79 and highs around 88 for tonight, as well as next 2 days on Guam and Saipan.
Any other
Hidden talents?
Yeah,
or?
any other
That's cool.
whispering?
Lion?
Lion?
Lion.
Roar.
Oh, Joanna, thank you so much for your whispering.
And weather.
And weather. All right, about 60 investors from Korea were on island to see what opportunities Guam has to offer them. The chairman of real estate in Korea, Mr. Tai Yong-gi, invited the investors, made up of contractors, business owners, and licensed doctors, to Guam in hopes of building what he calls a new city. The investors attended a Guam Real Estate and Economic Expo hosted by the Guam Pacific Danu Lim Company, where they met with government officials and learned more about our island's business potential. Danu Lim Managing Director James Kim tells PNC that the investors were interested in Guam Economic Development Authority's deal of getting a green card for a $1 million investment, the new qualifying certificate program, and the Guam Visitor Bureau's goal of 1,600 additional hotel rooms.
The 2 months already full, the land pay high price. So he looking for the cheap land, like the development, new city. 60 people very exciting for Guam project. Because very nice weather and air and sea, everything, the lifestyle.
Kim says the group of investors will be coming back next month.
Senator Brant McCready is inviting the Bureau of Prisons to come out and see the condition of Guam's prison and give their advice.
Obviously, we had our roundtable meeting, which you attended, Clint, and some things came up that we should invite experts here. We should bring experts here to tell us exactly what we need for the prison.
That's exactly what Senator Brant McCready is trying to do. In fact, he sent a letter to the director of the Bureau of Prisons, Charles Samuels Jr., asking for his assistance and expertise in formulating a strategic plan for the prison's future.
I'm almost certain that they will say we need a new prison, and we need one now. But so I'm excited. I hope they take this opportunity to come to Guam and to tour the prison and to make sure that we are taking the right steps necessary to alleviate this problem.
And the problem of the prison is only getting worse. In fact, just last week, federal judge Alex Munson gave DOC numerous deadlines to meet to establish things like a health record format, informed consent forms, infection control programs, and pharmaceutical operations. Munson also gave a deadline of September 30th to fix their electronic locking system. These deadlines are much shorter than what DOC had been hoping for.
Clint, the writing is on the wall as far as where we're heading for this federal receivership in the prison. When you talk about locking mechanisms, it's the house is falling and the windows are broken, but you want to put $3 million worth of locks on the prison system. That's tough. We're spending more money that we don't have to throw down a black hole of our correctional institution. I want to build a new prison. I think that's what the community needs to be safe.
And Senator McCready says that the noose on the Department of Corrections will only get tighter with time, and he points out that this is something that should have been addressed 25 years ago.
Major General Benny Paulino is retiring, so Governor Eddie Calvo is appointing Colonel Roderick R. Leon Guerrero to take over as Adjutant General of the Guam National Guard. Colonel Leon Guerrero began his military career as an enlisted soldier in 1985 and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in 1989 and has served in the military for almost 30 years. In a press release, the governor applauded the accomplishments of Major General Paulino, saying that during his tenure as Adjutant General, the Guard force increased by 25% and funding was secured to build the new Guard facilities in Barrigada. The governor also credited Major General Paulino with overseeing the largest deployment ever of the Guam Air and Army National Guard. Governor Calvo says that he's saddened by the retirement of Major General Benny Paulino, but glad to know that the person taking over is more than capable of bringing the Guam Guard to the next level.
And Senator Mary Torres is hoping to encourage more voter participation on Guam, and she's hoping more younger voters will get involved in Guam's political process as well. Torres' first three bills introduced aim to modernize and streamline voter registration. Bill 23 would allow Guam to adopt an online voter registration, something that is a growing national trend. To accomplish this, the bill would repeal the requirement for multiple forms of identification for people registering to vote. Bill 24, which was co-sponsored by Senator Frank Hogan Jr., proposes that Guam permit young voters to pre-register to vote at age 16. This pre-registration would automatically register them when they turn 18. Bill 25 requires that the Department of Revenue and Taxation offer voter registration whenever residents get or renew their driver's licenses or Guam ID cards.
I wanted to address what I thought was a problem coming out of the general election, and what I saw as a big problem in our island and a trend that's not going to get better unless we address it right away is voter apathy and low voter turnout. So what I'd like to do is just get us involved in the democratic process, because it's important that everybody get involved.
Torres hopes that the public will come out and testify when her bills have public hearings.
In light of the recent suicide involving a detainee, the Peace Office wants to remind the community about methods on preventing suicide on Guam. Sarah Dimla-Harrell, spokesperson for the Peace Office, tells PNC about what kinds of warning signs to look for, what to do, and what to avoid doing when dealing with someone with thoughts of suicide. For example, she says the first thing anyone should do is to ask if the person is doing okay. More importantly, she says, is to offer help. Harrell says avoid judging the person and also to not be afraid to ask for help.
We wanted to remind everyone that although it was very unfortunate that we had lost somebody to suicide, we also have to be aware that there are people surrounding that person who had died who are affected by it. So if any one of your viewers are one of those people who are affected by it, we wanted to remind you all that help is always available, and the first step to really stopping suicide is to talk about it.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, you can call the crisis hotline at 647-8833. You can also view tips on our website at pacificnewscenter.com.
All right, well, stay tuned. Blake Watson is up next with sports after the break.